What if I told you that the wisdom you need to transform your life has been hiding in plain sight all along? That the secrets to happiness, purpose, and success weren't locked away in books or gated behind years of struggle, but simply overlooked, ignored, or misunderstood? Most people don't realize the truth until it's too late, until the regrets pile up, until the chances slip through their fingers. But you don't have to wait for a wake-up call. In the next few moments, I'm going to walk you through 15 life-changing truths that most people learn too late, but not you, because you're here and you're ready. So listen closely. Your life is about to change. Lesson 1. Time is your most precious currency. Not money, not fame, not followers. Time. The richest man in the world can't buy one extra second when his clock runs out. Steve Jobs, one of the greatest innovators of our time, once said on his deathbed, "All the wealth I've earned in my life I cannot take with me." Let that sink in. Billions in the bank, and yet not one more breath could be purchased. Time is the only currency you can't earn back when his clock runs out. And yet we treat time like it's endless. We scroll, we wait, we procrastinate, we say later as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But the truth is, time is slipping through your fingers every moment you spend on things that don't feed your soul, your growth, or your calling. Ask yourself, if today was your last day, would you be proud of how you spent it? Most people learn too late that time is the currency of life. Spend it on purpose. Invest it in yourself. Use it to build a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. Regret is a heavy burden, but you can dodge it by starting now, because every second is either building your future or stealing it. Lesson 2. Your mindset is the archetype of your reality. What you believe about yourself, the world, and what's possible becomes your reality. Your thoughts are not just background noise. They are the blueprint for your actions, your habits, and your destiny. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll sabotage every opportunity. If you believe the world is against you, you'll find enemies in every shadow. But if you believe you're capable of change, growth, and greatness, then you'll start walking a path that proves it true. Change doesn't start with your job, your relationship, or your environment. It starts with your beliefs. Train your mind to see possibilities instead of problems, to view failure as feedback, to understand that discomfort is not a dead end, it's a doorway. The most powerful transformation you'll ever make starts not in your circumstances, but in your mindset. Lesson 3. Most people are not thinking about you. We waste years of our lives worrying about what others think. We hesitate. We shrink. We censor ourselves because we're afraid of judgment. But here's the raw truth. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to think deeply about you. The world isn't watching your every move. They're watching their own reflections. The fear of judgment is an illusion that holds millions hostage. When you realize that freedom lies in not needing validation, you break chains you never knew were there. Speak your truth. Chase your passion. Be authentic. You don't need permission to be yourself. And once you stop trying to please everyone, you'll finally begin to please the one person who matters most, you. Lesson 4. Comfort zones kill dreams. Comfort feels good, but it's a trap. It whispers safety, but steals your potential. Every major growth in life comes from a moment of discomfort, from the decision to do the scary thing, take the risk, ask the question, face the truth. Your comfort zone is not your friend. I once knew a man who spent 20 years at the same job, not because he loved it, but because it was familiar. He dreamed of starting a business, of building something that mattered, but the fear of uncertainty kept him chained to a desk. By the time he finally took the leap, his energy had waned, and his regrets had multiplied. Or think of Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty, abused as a child. She could have stayed silent. She could have clung to the comfort of anonymity. But she stepped out. She faced rejection after rejection. And today she stands as one of the most influential voices in the world. The comfort zone, it offers security, not growth. Familiarity, not fulfillment. If you want transformation, you have to be willing to step into the discomfort to trade short-term ease for long-term greatness. It's a padded prison cell. You'll never build strength if you avoid the weights. You'll never gain confidence if you run from challenges. The life you want lives on the other side of fear, and no one escapes that truth. Get used to being uncomfortable. Train yourself to step into unknowns, because greatness isn't handed to the cautious. It's earned by the bold. Lesson 5. No one is coming to save you. This one hurts, but it's the truth. that sets you free. No mentor, no government, no friend, no partner, no system is going to swoop in and rescue you from mediocrity or misery. Your life is yours to take responsibility for. And that's not bad news. That's the best news, because it means you have the power. Power to rewrite your story. Power to create something better. Power to walk away from anything that isn't serving you. The sooner you stop waiting for help and start becoming your own hero, the faster your transformation begins. This is your life. Own it, drive it, shape it, because no one else will do it for you. Lesson 6. Happiness is found in the small moments. We chase big milestones, the promotion, the perfect partner, the dream house, the spotlight. But those moments are fleeting. What really sustains joy are the tiny ordinary things, the morning coffee, a warm hug, a quiet sunset, laughter with friends. Happiness isn't a destination. It's hidden in the present. It's in gratitude for what is, even as you strive for what could be. If you're always waiting for someday to feel fulfilled, you'll miss 1,000 chances to feel joy right now. Slow down, notice, appreciate. Life isn't measured by how high you climb, but how deeply you live each moment. Lesson 7. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the path. We're taught to avoid failure at all costs, but every success story is built on a mountain of mistakes, setbacks, and rejections. Failure isn't the enemy. It's the teacher. It shows you what doesn't work so you can find what does. It builds resilience, courage, and wisdom. The only real failure is quitting. Everything else is feedback. Don't fear failing. Fear standing still, because the person who's willing to fail forward will always go farther than the one who waits for perfection. Lesson 8. People treat you how you let them. This truth stings because it demands accountability. We teach others how to treat us, not through our words, but through what we tolerate. Every time you stay silent when disrespected, every time you smile through discomfort, every time you accept less than you deserve, you reinforce the message that it's okay. But it's not okay. Boundaries are not walls. They're self-respect. And if you don't stand up for your worth, no one else will. You don't have to explain your standards. You just have to uphold them. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anyone or anything that threatens your peace, your dignity, or your joy. Because how others treat you isn't always a reflection of them. It's often a reflection of what you've allowed. Lesson 9. Discipline beats motivation. Every time, motivation is fleeting. It comes in waves, inspired by a good video or a powerful quote. But discipline, that's what shows up when you don't feel like it. Discipline is brushing your teeth even when you're exhausted. It's hitting the gym when it's raining. It's working on your goals when no one is watching. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll be inconsistent. But if you build discipline, habits that don't negotiate, you become unstoppable. The truth is, successful people aren't always motivated. They're just consistent. They've built systems, routines, standards. Train yourself to act regardless of emotion, because your future won't wait for you to feel ready. Lesson 10. Everyone has a story you don't know. It's easy to judge others, to criticize, to assume you know who someone is based on a moment, a mistake, or a snapshot. But behind every person is a lifetime of battles, heartbreaks, hopes, and unseen scars. Kindness is never wasted. Compassion isn't weakness, it's strength. The world doesn't need more critics. It needs more humans who see each other. Before you rush to anger, pause. Before you snap, breathe. Before you label, listen. Because you never know how heavy someone's load is, and your patience might just be the thing that helps them carry it. Lesson 11. You can start over any time you decide. Life isn't linear. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes we lose ourselves. But here's the miracle. You can begin again, right now, this moment. No matter how far you've strayed, no matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter how broken things feel, forgiveness is possible, growth is possible, reinvention is possible. The past is a place of reference, not residence, and your next chapter doesn't need anyone's permission but your own. Start messy, start scared, start uncertain, but just start. Because it's never too late to become who you were meant to be. Lesson 12. Forgiveness is freedom. Carrying resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It weighs you down. It keeps you stuck. It steals your joy. Forgiveness is not about letting someone else off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. You don't forgive because they deserve it. You forgive because you deserve peace. Let go, not because it was okay, but because you refuse to let their wrongdoings define your future. Your soul wasn't meant to carry that weight. Release it and rise. Lesson 13. Comparison destroys joy. In the age of social media, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. You see curated highlights, filtered success, perfect bodies, perfect relationships, and you begin to wonder, what's wrong with me? But you're not behind. You're just living a different story. Your journey is not supposed to look like theirs. Your timing is not their timing. Your path is sacred, and comparison blinds you to its beauty. Run your own race, trust your pace, and remember what you see online is rarely the whole truth. Stop comparing, start living. Lesson 14. Discipline equals freedom. It sounds backwards, but it's one of life's greatest paradoxes. The more disciplined you are, the more freedom you create. When you control your habits, you don't fall victim to impulses. When you manage your time, you don't drown in chaos. When you master yourself, no one else can master you. Discipline isn't punishment, it's self-love in action. It's the gateway to confidence, clarity, and peace of mind. Freedom isn't found in doing whatever you want. It's found in doing what's right, even when it's hard. Lesson 15. One day, it will all be gone. So make it count. One day, your story will end. Your voice will go quiet. Your name will fade from lips and screens. It sounds dark, but it's the ultimate motivation. You don't get to stay here forever. None of us do. So make your days matter. Say what needs to be said. Chase the dream. Forgive. Laugh. Cry. Love deeply. Risk boldly. Because at the end, you won't regret the things you did. You'll regret the things you didn't do. This life is your one chance to make art out of chaos, to turn pain into power, to leave a legacy, not just in what you built, but in how you live.